Sorbet is a good, maybe a mix of those two. Sorbet and tawny. Sorbet and tawny. Because it's got a, I don't know. The sorbet's got almost like a peachy, see, it's got a peachy tone, which is okay for what I'm wearing. I don't want my makeup to ever clash with what I'm wearing in tone, and this is a E8, which is really more of a face brush, I think, but I just like using a larger brush, just because it covers more area at a time and I can get through faster. Look, that covers that whole area. Other people be like, oh my gosh, that is so imprecise, and it's like they take forever to blend. So I don't like what they do either. I'm going to add a little more tawny, y'all. It's a little more yellowish. But I'm wearing a green sari. So I feel like, look, just one swoop could have done it. That's very blended, for sure. So I didn't even get back here. It's weird. I think part of it is because of where your arm lays, you know? Alright, I'm just switching around all over the place. And I mean all over the place. So now I'm going to use MAC Gingerly. Why did I go to my eyes when I'm going right back to my face? And a R10, looks like a blush brush. And load it up. And I'm going to come right down under, but above, under the highlight and above the, and I'm not using a lot, above the bronzer. I am going to come down the nose and on top of the bulbous chin. Right over the highlight. Yes, I know that, and I did that on purpose. As I told y'all when I did my highlight, I did that. I just like to blend it a little bit. I had a little burp in the background. I don't even know if y'all could hear it. Again, don't come too far forward, but if you do, go low. Like this. Right underneath there. Okay. Gingerly is a good choice for today because it's got a little brown rustic undertone, and that's the tones I'm wearing. Okay, now in the crease, I want to use gosh, there's so much to choose from. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to use the green. I am. Where is that? No, I need something. I need something. We'll do Burlap, which has a green undertone to it. And we'll do that in the crease first. And then we'll add Forest on a little bit more precise brush. So first we'll do this. And all doing in the crease like this with a kind of almost like a blender brush, what that does is it just kind of gives you a little bit more of a transition color and a little bit more depth. I'm going to just circulate this without bringing the tail up, which kind of helps, bringing the brush up, which kind of helps it blend and deposit color. You see, it's just a little bit of difference between the side and the side. Just gave a little more, because it's a blending brush, it's blending it in the crease a little higher and lower as if I had used a more precise brush, but I didn't on purpose because I'm going to use the precise brush with the green color. And I'm also going to do a little wash over the eyelid, just for the heck of it. Now I'm going to use that crease brush that's a little more precise, and that is an E17. And now I'm going to use that forest green color. It's actually a little cooler than this shirt, so the burlap color, which was warmer, was probably a good selection, because it'll help warm up this cool tone, since this is not a cool tone green that I'm wearing my shirt. That is very pigmented, so I'm literally going to switch over to the other eye now, because I didn't mean to get that much green. Okay, so I'm going to blend it, sorry. Kind of bring it outward to the inward here. Blend that out. And kind of get this outer area, not just the V, but the whole outer area of the lid. Very outer. As you can see, there's a lot left. That is, and I'm going to kind of blend a little right in this poochy area. I'm going to come up a little because it's poochy, and I don't want it to stand out like it is. And I'm just kind of letting that green blend into those browns. I'm also going to use a little bit more pencil-y brush. Two of them actually. An E18 and then an E36, even more precise. I'm going to use the E18 and go back to that burlap color because I feel like I am actually going to come under the eye and go wide with this color so that I have something besides, because when I put that green down, I can tell it is going to be very green. And so I do want something a little more wider. I'll get more precise with the other one with this kind of blending color, even underneath, yes. And so now I'm going to take the E36, go back to the forest green, and get a little more precise because it's very dark. And staying a little closer to the lash line. And it's barely a difference. You can barely notice the difference. There we go. Or at least that's how it looks to me. Very barely a difference. I mean, I can see that it's darker, that's for sure. Okay. Alright, so that's kind of the background of what we've begun to use. So now we need to do some blending. Blendy, blend, blendy, blend. And I'm going to use a Morphe M441. And it's just, I didn't put anything on it. I wouldn't say it's a clean brush. People always say, I'm using a clean brush, and then you see all this color. It's like you haven't cleaned your brushes, so it's not a clean brush. But I understand what you're saying. You're not adding color. If you really want to be sure that you're blending, then add a transition color to the brush to make sure that if there was a darker color, you're not just depositing that. But really what you're doing is just blending the lines. You're not blending the colors. You don't want to blend the colors. That's not what you did this for. I don't want brown and green together blended. I want them kind of blended on the edges though. Alright, I always do this. Why do I always do this? I always forget to do, where is it? My concealer. Ah! Oh please, just drop my, what? Mascara! Alright, what did I do with, there it is. My Rimmel. Y'all know I need to get to the grocery store or the drugstore because it has plenty of this. And or it did, Match Perfection by Rimmel in color 230, which is light fair. And I love this stuff. It's nice and thin, and I use my finger. You could use a brush, I guess, but it is a brush, so you could actually just use it, but I don't know. I feel like I actually have more control with my finger. I poot a little out. Oh my gosh, did I just say poot? Well, it kind of goes when it comes out, and that's exactly the amount I want. Leave it to Beth for the technical terms. Okay. There we go, and I kind of mush that together so that it's kind of a smoother application, and I'm staying down below that color, going by my nose right there, and going out past my eye. And what that does is it lifts the eye up, and then I blend down, not up. And I go, because I'm older, right in there, because you highlight this drop down. Anything that's got a shadow, you highlight it, and it helps. And then I am going to go up a little just so that isn't such a line. Because I noticed in my video the other day it was such a line. But I did that with a different finger. And you can even do, if you want to lighten that, you can even use another finger. And always have a, what am I trying to say? Makeup cloth handy. I have left this plugged in. How long? That's not good. You shouldn't leave things plugged in you don't know that have been plugged in. Y'all, I just wiped off both hands and I hadn't done the other eye yet. Where is it? Come back. Here's the question. Did it make that much difference in my eye? I think it does. We'll just poot out a little more. Alright, about that much. And then I would have mushed them together, but since I already did the other eye, I just kind of smeared that out pretty good. And I am going to come right under and smooth it up. Smooth it up. Go down by the side of the nose. See, because my nose is larger, I'm going on the actual nose pad, nose outer thingy, and into the crease and down through this wrinkle, or whatever you call that, that drop. And clean the edges of my finger off right there at the crux of my mouth where there's yet another wrinkle that if you want to, and I'm pulling down, lightly, lightly, lightly. Because what that does is it blends it down instead of up. And I want to blend it into my makeup. Now, because there's a little line there, I am going to come up, up, up. I don't want to totally get rid of that color I put down there, and I think I just did a little too much there. So let me go back to that. Beth, that green, and actually I think I even need a little of the burlap underneath. Just a quick wash back and forth. Yeah, that's enough. Then I'm going to use, for those of you who don't know, I have a little makeup towel I keep over here. It needs to go to the wash too. I need to put it over there. Everything needs to go to the wash. Everything's nasty. I have no idea how much time I have left. I'm probably going to go into 2 videos. What's new? Okay. So we've done all the powders that I can think of. Oh no, we need to do something though. The lid. Should I go gold? Like an antique gold? I think I should. Instead of gold like gold leaf gold, I'm going to come over one and use this kind of antique gold because of the color. And I'm going to use my finger because of the color of my jewelry. It's kind of like a, except for this piece. This is a locket the kids gave me. It's got the girl's picture in it. The girls gave it to me one year. But I have mixed it with this kind of, I don't know, antique. My boss gave me this one. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. It's a working harmonica. And then this, I think, was a duplicate of a giveaway that I did on one of the spiritual gifts. And it says, worth more than diamonds. It's got a little faux crystal diamond. And they're just kind of fun. Okay, so this is going to go into 2 videos. So I'm just going to keep talking.